This video was created and brought to you by ManageMax. We manage condominiums, HOAs, manufactured housing and apartment communities throughout Southeast Michigan. We're a growing company, and maybe we'll get to your area soon if we're not there yet. We create these videos to share industry insights with current and prospective clients. There will be an opportunity to connect with us at the end, so stick around to the end of the video. Now let's dive in. If your association has lakefront access and seasonal docks, I need to tell you about a problem that just showed up on the radar for Michigan boards. There's a good chance your docks, the ones you've had for years, might now require state permits. And if you don't have them, you could be facing serious legal exposure. Here's what happened. Michigan courts just clarified something that changes the game for lakefront associations. When your simple seasonal docks are actually considered a marina in the eyes of state environmental law. And the answer is going to surprise you. Most board members think we're not a marina. We're just an HOA with some docks for our residents. We're not charging the public. We're not running a business. That's exactly what several boards thought right up until they got hit with cease and desist letters and potential fines. The reality is more complicated, and it comes down to three issues that most boards don't even know to look for. Here's the trap. Your association does what seems totally responsible. You charge a small dock fee to cover maintenance costs, or maybe dock access is just rolled into your annual assessment. Either way, residents pay something to use the docks. Now guess what? In Michigan, if you require any kind of payment or contribution to use docking facilities, you may have just created what the state defines as a marina. Even though it's private and members only, doesn't matter that you're covering your expenses. Doesn't matter you've been doing it this way for 20 years. The state looks at whether you're providing what they call a docking service, and once that box is checked, you need permits that most associations don't have. Now you might be thinking, okay, so we'll just stop charging the fee. But it's not that simple. There are other issues with your plat dedication, your governing documents, how you've historically operated, and how all that interacts with current state regulations. This isn't a problem you can solve by changing one thing. Even if the fee structure wasn't an issue, here's the second problem. You can actually have too many boats for your dock area, and that has nothing to do with physical space. Michigan has something called riparian rights. Basically, when your association has lake access, you have certain rights to use the water, but so do your neighbors. And if your boats extend beyond your designated area, or if you're putting too many boats out there, you could be interfering with neighboring property owners' rights. Here's what makes this tricky for boards. Where exactly does your access area end? How many boats can you legally accommodate? What if boats are anchored offshore instead of at the docks? Does that count differently? Most boards are making decisions about dock use based on what seems fair or what the physical dock can hold. But the legal limits are based on property boundaries, historical use patterns, and water rights that most volunteers have never heard of. And by the time you find out you got it wrong, you're usually dealing with angry neighbors or a lawsuit. Here's the part that catches boards off guard. Let's say the association from 10 years ago made decisions about how to run the docks. Maybe they went to court over something, or maybe they just established practices that everyone accepted. You can't just change those decisions because you're a new board with new ideas. In many cases, those previous interpretations and practices are legally binding on you now. You inherit not just the assets, but the legal framework around how those assets can be used. A lot of boards don't even know what decisions previous boards made, or why they made them, or what legal advice they got. You're managing an amenity that comes with legal baggage you might not even be aware of, and that baggage can create liability for you personally as board members. So here's where this leaves you as a board member. What looks like a straightforward question, can we put docks out for our residents, is actually tangled up in state environmental permits, property rights laws, and decisions made by people who aren't even on the board anymore. The risk here isn't just about fines. It's about getting sued by neighboring property owners. It's about the state telling you to remove your docks entirely. And yes, it's about personal liability for board members who make decisions without understanding the full picture. This is exactly the kind of issues where professional management makes a real difference. We stay on top of these legal changes. We know how to analyze your specific situation, your plat language, your dock setup, your fee structure, your governing documents, and identify problems before they become legal nightmares. If your association has lake access or if you're considering adding docks, the question is simple. Do you want to find out about compliance problems now while you can still fix them, or do you want to find out when the cease and desist letter shows up? If you found this perspective valuable, we invite you to connect with us. Facebook viewers, like our page and follow us for regular updates. Feel free to message us directly with your questions or community challenges. Instagram viewers, hit follow and feel free to DM us with your questions or community challenges. YouTube viewers, subscribe to our channel and check out the video description for helpful links. Visit our website to discover our thought leadership content, books, and resources that can transform your community management approach. Whether you're dealing with the challenges we discussed today or other community issues, we're here to help. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.